Hey everyone, Regal Reviews here. It is that time of the week when I do my Once Upon a Time recap. So it was a pretty awesome episode. We got to see some scenes that we've been wanting for a while. This is definitely a snow centric episode, and it basically the whole episode starts off with we finally see Hook, and he's definitely seen better days, and this prisoner who we have no idea who she is yet. She says to Hook that you can't leave this spot because there's someone guarding it, and it's this three-headed dog, which I thought was a Harry Potter reference because I thought it was like the three-headed dog Fluffy, but his name is Cerberus, which I still think is a never name for Fluffy. But anyway, we see that Snow knew Hercules when they were kids, and there were these bandits back in the Enchanted Forest that was harassing the kingdom, and they all said that Snow White can help them, and she runs away because she's, I guess, afraid to fail, and she falls into this hunter trap, and Hercules is the one that saves her, and he kind of takes her under his wing and trains her to become a true hero. And I was actually kind of disappointed because I thought Merida would be the one to teach one of the heroes archery. Like, I had this whole theory going on that Merida taught Robin Hood archery, and that's who he named the Merry Men after. But anyway, Hercules is explaining the medals he's all the medals he's won, and all the bravery, and saying that the last one he has to do is to defeat the three-headed dog. And sure enough, we end up learning that Regina is the one that's paying these bandits to make Snow look bad, so they'll see her as the queen. And it was kind of funny because all throughout the episode, they'll say, Hercules was saying to Snow that, oh, you're going to make a great queen someday. I'm like, hello, Regina's the queen right now. You should be all bowing down to her. But Snow ends up getting courage and bravery, and she defeats the bandits and makes Hercules proud, and he goes off to fight the three-headed dog, and Snow White decides to stay behind because her people need her more. And what I gotta say, Hercules is a major hottie. He's so cute. Oh my gosh. And we actually find out that Snow had her first kiss from Hercules, so way to go, Snow. And back in the underworld, we see that Hercules has some unfinished business, and he's not who he was in the past. He doesn't want to fight the three-headed dog, and we found out that's how he died, from the three-headed dog. And we learned that he doesn't have as much bravery anymore. And then Snow White starts to question herself because she said she's full of just a bunch of these hope speeches, and Regina's actually the one to encourage her to be the person that she was, to be Snow White. And I think it was actually nice that we got to see some Regina and Snow scenes because we hardly ever do, so I was glad they added that in this episode. And they go off, and they actually meet Hades down in the mines, and he says, what, do you think your mommy was in charge, Regina? And I'm like, well, I kind of thought she was. I mean, Cora is the most qualified, and I definitely thought she was in charge because she knows how to run the place and get things done. But he reveals that he's gonna do something really bad to Hook, and even shows him his hooks that he usually keeps on his hand. And Hercules, thanks to Snow, gets the courage to fight the three-headed dog, and then we see that female prisoner again, and they each fight the three-headed dog at once by like a sword and a bow and arrow and a little tiny sword, and they defeat him. And we learn that Hercules and Meg met in the past, and they both were killed by Cerberus, and they go off to a better place, which we find out in this episode that is indeed in fact Olympus. So I'm glad that they get to go to a better place, but I'm kind of disappointed that this is where Hercules and Meg's story ends. I was hoping we'd get to see more of their story. Hopefully they'll show more backstories to that. And what was actually quite interesting is that we we have a new face, well, familiar face to us, but a new face in the underworld, Cruella. And she is definitely not happy to be in the underworld. And I was kind of happy to see that Robin and Henry got a scene. And Henry sneaks into the office, and we learn that there's actually a third way to leave the underworld. You can go to a better place, a worse place, or back to the real world. And if I understand correctly, if you go back to the real world, you're restored to the pure self that you were originally. So I'm hoping that happens to Cora. I'm hoping they bring her back to the real world, and that she can be in Storybook for herself, because I know she's definitely changed, and for her daughters. I'm sure Zelina, it'd be a really nice scene to see Zelina and Cora reunite. But so I definitely think this is the last we're going to see of Cruella. But what was interesting, the final scene was between Hades and Hook, and apparently the clock started moving again, and that happens when another soul crosses to a better place or a worse place. And then Hades says for his punishment that for every soul that leads to a worse or better place, that one of Hook's friends will pay the price, and they'll have to stay in the underworld, and Hook gets to choose which one. And I'm like, oh my god, this is intense. I gotta say, they did a really good job casting Hades, because he is an awesome villain so far. He has me spooked. He's like so creepy and so devious and scary. So I'm really looking forward to next week and seeing what's gonna go on, and what if Hook will have to make that decision. Hopefully not. I'm hoping not. But anyway, if you want to see more of Once Upon a Time in Hell, you can catch it on Sundays, 8 p.m. on ABC. I hope you enjoyed this Once Upon a Time. I believe the episode was called Labor of Love. Yes. I hope you enjoyed this Once Upon a Time Labor of Love recap. And until next time, stay regal and be a heartbreaker.